is Andre Johnson from Sage Media Solutions. This is part 2 of our series interviewing some of the top programs in the PSAL. Today, we are here in South Shore. We are here with the 3-time city champion, 4-time and defending Brooklyn Borough champion. Now I looked at my notes, this guy has a lot of accolades. 2-time New York versus New York champion and 1-time state champion. He's also the parent coordinator at South Shore, Mr. Coach Sean Martin.
How you doing?
Better known as Smoke. So, Coach, thank you for having us. First of all, I know you don't do a lot of interviews, so this means a lot that you invited me to the gym. It's a brand new gym that's looking real nice in here. So let's just talk about this year. This is the first time in 3 years you guys aren't coming into the season as the defending champion. So just talk about, first of all, I listed off a lot of accolades there. Just talk about what it meant to you to do that 3 years.
For me, it was more or less defending New York, the state, and it was more or less defending Brooklyn in a sense. So, every time we came out or we played, we always just represented where we were from, the Kumasi area. We just tried to play as hard as we can to accomplish the goal that was in front of us. So it's more or less of a representation more than anything.
You guys did great. You also went down and won the state championship in Lehigh in their own gym. Just talk about, was that the first state championship for South Shore? Probably not. You guys probably have
For boys.
For boys, that was the first state championship. So talk about that achievement.
Just being here and achieving anything from a school that I lived 5 years from, and growing up to understanding the culture of South Shore basketball and where it is now.
We just talked about, like I said, this is the first time in 3 years this school is not the defending champions. Do you guys have a new mentality, or are we trying to keep that same South Shore mentality coming into the season?
I think this year's a lot of new guys that's on the team that didn't have that heartache of losing. A lot of our young guys coming up that actually won last year. So, for the guys that were on the team last year, it was a humbling feeling for them to understand that you can be beaten. And for me as a coach, I'm going to say that there was a lot of weight off of our shoulders.
Weight off of you?
Because we always had to compete, and our expectation was always to win. So we did lose. I don't think we played our hardest that day. I don't think we went out on our shield, so to speak. But I can say that, from 1 to 4, I can say 3 or 4 players we already had. One player I was very proud of through the whole season, believe it or not, was Kiron.
Okay.
Reason being is because he was a kid that played 2 years of JV, didn't get that much time when he was a junior year. And he told me in the summertime, he said, "Look, Coach, I'm gonna start for you."
That's what he told you. He told you that he was going to start for you.
Yes. And I looked at him like, "All right, Kiron," and he was in the gym every day. He worked, and he knew the benefits of it. I'm just upset that I couldn't take him to the gym.
I know. I understand that completely. And just speaking on that, how do you look back on this season? Because, there's a lot of excitement in the Barclays, of course, but you guys are the reigning Brooklyn champions. Now, with your standards that you have set, how do you look back on the season? Was it a success in your words?
It was, to me, I'm going to say, my expectation was always going to be this. At the same time, it was a success as far as a lot of the seniors going to school.
Yeah.
It was a success as far as a lot of the kids that I've been with from since they were like 6th, 7th grade coming on up, seeing them get an opportunity to go to college. That was a big win for me. This is a group of kids that didn't lose a jaw. Those are like kids that really stayed and do the grind. So you gotta respect it. Didn't lose a jaw. I love them. I love them.
And we'll definitely get back to some of those seniors who are back on to school. So just talk about the DNA of your team. You have really built a perennial title contender every year. So just describe, what is Coach Smoke's ideal South Shore?
Tough Brooklyn kids from my neighborhood, East Flatbush, to be particular, Canarsie, Brownfield. East New York, Bed-Stuy, those are kind of like my zones. Or Brooklyn. You're from Brooklyn and you want to play tough. And you want to try to, be something in basketball. This is the right place to be.
So it's not even like specific characteristics that they can jump high, they can shoot. They are from these neighborhoods, and you believe you could make them into a good player. I love that. You said you live 5 minutes away from here, so you kind of keep going. I respect that a lot. So you said we're going to talk about the city playoffs. You said you guys underperformed a bit, and I think when I look back on the tape, one of the main things I saw that you started slowly in both of in the Elite Eight and the Final Four. In the Elite Eight, you guys were down 15 points in the first quarter, and in the Brooklyn game, in the Final Four, you guys didn't get your first field goal until about 6 minutes into the first quarter. I know that was tough for you. So just talk about what you think led to those cold starts, and obviously from those cold starts, you obviously won the Cardozo game, fell a little short in the Elite Four and the Final Four. So you guys really came back after those cold starts. So just talk about what you think caused it and how you guys dug yourself out of that hole.
I think as far as the final 8 game, it took us a little while to warm up. As far as losing in the semifinals last year, I felt like we actually played a good, strong first quarter and gave away the second quarter, to be honest, even though that dunk that hurt. At the same time, I just think that, this identity this year is going to be a team that wants it. I think last year he won. And that's just what it's going to be. It's a team that wants it. You want to win, and you put it in that pain every day in the gym, it's going to come out on the floor. So I just look at it like this year, we are definitely putting in the pain in the gym, and it will come out on the floor.
So let's talk about, I know no one would say that Kiron Alexander did not win. In that Final Four game, he was putting everything on the line, trying to drag the guys to the finish line. So at this time, it's September 11th right now. Kiron should be pretty settled into his dorm room. Talk about Kiron, a city champion, multi-time world champion.
Game-winning shot in the state final.
Game-winning shot in the States, I was there. Talk about his impact on this program and what it means to see him wearing those Boston University colors.
First of all, he's a West Indian American kid, which that's my coach. He's from Barbados, so I'm just proud of him because the first time that I did meet him was through one of my former coaches out here, Coach Bigger. I asked him what he wanted to do with basketball, and he said, I just want free education. I want you to put me in an opportunity where I can do that. He came up here. COVID, you used the benefits and ended up going to get a good academic situation. You could have went to some basketball situation and changed most of you because of your academics. He is definitely top 2 or 3 player I've ever coached.
Top 2 or 3, and you've coached quite a few players.
Top 2 or 3 players I've ever coached. And we'll go out on a limb and say that Kiron Alexander will be a pro from Boston University.
And just to talk about Kiron a bit, his game, when you watch the PSAL, everyone wants to run up and down. He went to dunks, they went to threes. But Kiron was such a different player where he really valued that mid-range. And I felt like it really helped your team and how you were trying to attack. So talk about his style of play and how it helped you with the style of play.
His work ethic just trickled down to a lot of others. He started his day at 6. All right, I see that it's every day, that kid. He started his day at 6 in the rink close by the house. He'll come in here at 7. So the mid-range that you will see, he's taking 102 before school starts. He's the first person in practice, and he's the last person to leave. So, that being said, his hard work is why he was the player that you see. And I'm going to say that's why he's top 2 player that I've been coached, because I've watched his process. And his first game being in the States, the same way he wanted to do. He kind of stumbled a little bit the first game, and he was a Coach Watkins, I see
he's got a lot of confident players. They're telling you what they're going to do.
That's right, man. I feel like a kid like him, he'll show you better than you can tell. So I feel like, him just getting the opportunity, playing in the garden floor and stuff like that. It really was a joy for me to see him give an opportunity to a kid, someone like myself.
I love that, especially after my So Kiron has to be replaced. The hot topic, transfer portal. Let's just talk about, and it kind of is sprung upon all of us, media, coaches, players, we're all trying to get used to this new world we're living in. Talk about this new transfer culture, we can think about it, and talk about some of the kids that have come into your school that can help you out this upcoming season.
I don't look at it as a transfer.
You don't look at it as a transfer?
I look at it as if a kid is trying to get an opportunity to go to the next level. I don't even look at it as even a new culture or a new wave. I look at it as social media may have put it out there as a movement. But kids have been transferring to schools since I was playing basketball. I wasn't playing with kids.
I think one thing that made it a little different is that I guess if you're going from Catholic to public, you can play right away.
Correct. So now that is something that I can say about that. The rules are different now, so the kids will get opportunities to do, more things. I don't mind as far as a kid making a good decision, but I think adults need to know what they're doing in these kids. I think even how we display it, like how you said transfer portal.
So you think there's like a negative connotation to transfer portal?
We talk about high school basketball. I'm just saying,
amateur sports.
Right. So I look at it like, a kid is going to do, and his parents is going to make a decision with him for the best of his decision, to better his career to go further. And, I will say this: a lot of PSAL schools and Catholic schools, don't get mad at a kid choosing another program. You need to step your game. You need to be in the gym. You need to spend time with the kid. You need to make sure that kid, from his career beginning to the end, you let him know that he's going to be able to get a career position. And I think that's going to be the biggest key. With coaches understanding why kids might leave. You have to communicate with them. You have to let them know that you have a plan for them. So if a guy leaves me, I feel like I failed in a sense because, my plan, for him didn't work. I don't look at it as, that other coach did something. So I just think that, us as adults, we just need to step our games up, spend more time with the kids and focus on their needs. Getting them out the house for their parents to understand that this is sport. That's just what it's really all about. Besides the transfer portal, I won't say sincere folder is going to be a real special point guard for me. Jamin Brewer is a sleeper. He's a real sleeper in the city, probably in the state of New York. I expect some big things out of him. I have a young man named Alfonso Blaze. He's pretty good, sophomore, quiet killer. I'm looking for big things for him. To that guys to transfer in. We got some returners that's coming back, and hopefully this will be a good team. Hopefully our, should I say, we'll be victorious.
And victorious is the city champion. That's how it's going.
One
Steps up.
I think we have a really good team to be able to compete. Stay with you. So, we always shoot for the highest goal as possible. And as far as the PSAL, we want to come to compete.
I love that. And so just shifting away from the PSAL just a little bit, I just want to talk about street ball. You have 2 New York versus New York titles. Just talk about, there's many different tournaments like New York versus New York, Zone 6, that are really contributing to the development of the players and getting them to, show out a little bit. Just talk about the effect and the importance of street ball, especially in New York.
I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I'm a Brooklyn person to death. So if it's New York versus New York and they saying Gersh is the Brooklyn part, I would love to be.
You're all about representing.
I'm all about it. I'm all about it. That's one thing about me. So even the guys that do work, Gary Irving, Coach who's at you guys in school?
Oh, Gino.
Coach G. I think, just even working with them young guys and even embracing them as far as young coaches and seeing them, the things for kids and so that's what I want to see. A lot of guys that I play against, coach, I'm seeing them coach basketball now. And I think it's great for Brooklyn. I think more people that play the game need to start coaching and start showing kids.
And one thing I love about it too is that you have South Shore, Jefferson, Eagle, all under one banner representing Brooklyn against other environmental.
Whoever, I can even say a kid from under the rock. If a kid, he goes to the B school, but he can hang. That's an opportunity for him to see him in the University of New York. He's always a player.
He's always a player in Brooklyn. I love that. So talk about your coaching staff. Just talk about how they can contribute to your success here in South Shore.
I'm going to say Louis Rockets is a good boy to me from day one. Built the program. Sheen Jones, which is Coach Ice. He's shown me some loyalty. We've been for 2 years now. I'm going to really be honest with you. A lot of the guys that we did have, ups and downs. I can say one special person in our staff that's not here now is Coach Coyote. All right, he, that run, no Coach Coyote, we don't have him. He wasn't even seen, he didn't know who that is. But he was instrumental in a lot. He kept the kids together. He was there to talk to them when we need them. Of course, Coach Brian Holmes as well. A lot of guys that grew up. We love basketball, but we have lives too.
Yeah.
So, hopefully this year I'm going to try to convince them to come back. But at the same time, God has a plan.
I love that. And so not only are you guys putting up banners, but also the Lady Vikings are on historic run. They're doing stuff that we haven't seen in the city since the very first girls had their run. Let's talk about their run and how they've been.
I'm going to say that his run motivated me to get involved out of school. I used to come to my house when we played video games before when we were younger. You talk about South Shore basketball, and I was looking at him like, children.
You sure? Oh man, look at this.
I would go to the games. I would come to the games, I would watch, and he would look at me every year. He's like, I'm coming. We used to lose the Bertram, these other teams, I would be at the guard and I would watch. And one thing I can say is that he stayed persistent on the goal and a plan to change the community through basketball and the school, aspect of it. We always had that bad sleep. I'm just glad that we're doing what we're doing now. That's washing away a lot of the people that come in the community that walk into school, looking around and like, this is not the South Shore Road. I'm just glad to be a part of that new wave, that new energy for our community. So people know they got to see the block.
That's question, Coach. Very simple. What's your outlook on this next season? What should we expect? I know we touched on it a little bit, but what should we expect?
Win or die.
Win or die. That's it.
That's it.
Coach, it was a pleasure.